Welcome back. There are big events to watch out for as we head into the new month, which is the month of December. There's the US Fed meeting on the 13th and 14th of December. There's the RBI policy as well. So a lot of macro events, but let's talk about the here and the now. Our research team is standing by with CNBC-TV18's list of top 10 stocks for the day. Let's begin with all the action in Nykaa and delivery. And trust me, there is no dearth of action there. Vivek is with us to give us the latest. Vivek, good morning.
Well, good morning. You're right. The action continues as far as, the new age companies are concerned after the expiry of the lock-in period. So Nykaa, another block deal is expected in the session today. Sources tell us that Lighthouse India Fund, it's going to be a cleanup trade as far as that particular fund is concerned in Nykaa. So 0.65% of the total equity is expected to change hands. The price range of this particular block deal is actually between 180 to 183 rupees per share. And this is a cleanup trade. So, there won't be any supply overhang from this particular fund that owns shares as far as Nykaa is concerned. On the other hand, delivery, yesterday was the last day of the expiry of the lock-in, and immediately we saw a block deal happen. 2.5% equity changed hands. CA Swift Investments, that is the Carlyle Group, actually sold 2.5% equity stake. Remember, at the end of September quarter, they held a little over 5% stake, so they continue to hold around 2.5% stake. Among the buyers, one large buyer was Morgan Stanley. So I expect some action on both of these stocks in today's trading session.
All right, Vivek, thank you very much for that. So that's the new age companies where lock-ins are expiring and old investors are selling. Now, GSPL will be in focus on the back of tariff policy. Sonal is here to explain that to us. Sonal, hi, good morning.
Good morning, Prashant. Well, yes, PNGRB has gone ahead. They have notified the natural gas pipeline tariff regulations. They had made a draft in August and now it has become final. It is effective from 18 November. There are a lot of rules in that, but just pointing out the important ones because it is a technical document. Some of the important announcements are that there is discontinuation of proposal to share 50% of the proposed incremental tariff revenue. That meant that any new pipeline that had come up, the tariff there had to be shared with other players. Now this has been discontinued, which means it is positive for brownfield network capacity expansion. The second is that earlier transmission losses were not considered. Earlier they were not, but now they will be able to be considered. And analysts expect this could be important for the earnings to the tune of 3%, both for the likes of GAIL and GSPL. The third one is there is gradual annual escalation in tariff versus a one-time escalation earlier. So that would mean every year there is some tariff escalation that will be announced for their pipelines. And this is positive for all these companies versus a lump sum tariff increase that the PNGRB would have announced. MK says that PNGRB wants entities to earn a reasonable rate of return, and channel checks indicate that these pipeline players are very happy with these notified regulations as well. And this will pave way for future expansion according to MK. And unified tariff, that is the other big trigger. It is likely to be implemented from 1st April 2023, and that would be the other trigger for the likes of GSPL and GAIL.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Sonal. Well, let's hop across to Ekta. She's joining to tell us about Indico Remedies and the con call takeaways. Ekta?
Well, yes, they did meet some investors at the Nirmal Bang conference. So a couple of important takeaways. The growth in the US as well as Europe will be on the back of an order book of 150 crores each within these two geographies. The next 6 months, they're looking to launch 2 to 3 injectables for the US as well as a few ophthalmic products. Remember, injectables as well as ophthalmology products are much more difficult and, categorized as complex drugs in the US, and hence it's positive. They expect to receive a large order for a particular eye drop as well. Now, in terms of India, 5% revenue growth is what they're targeting for FY23. This is despite a decline of 5% in the first half and despite growth despite a high base on account of COVID-19. The company is aspiring to achieve 5,000 crores in less than 5 years. They will look to do this via organic as well as inorganic opportunities. They're expecting 20 to 24% EBITDA in terms of a margin range.
All right, thanks a lot, Ekta, for that. Let's go across to Vahishta now. She's tracking some more stocks that are in the news. Vahishta, good morning.
Good morning, Sonia. The first that I'll be talking about is JK Paper, when they've acquired a majority stake of 85% in Horizon Packs and Security Packs Packaging, and the balance 15% will be acquired in the next 3 years. This is for a total consideration of 578 crores. Botswana has picked Jindal Steel and Power as the preferred bidder in a tender to build 300 megawatt coal-fired power plant for the company. Route Mobile will open a local sales office in Saudi Arabia and operate as Route Mobile Arabia Telecom. And the company gets a CITC license, which is mandatory to conduct a local SMS business. Jubilant Foodworks has incorporated a subsidiary in Nepal. This is to develop and operate Domino's pizza stores in the country, and the company already operates Domino's stores in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka at present. Citi says that given the relatively smaller population and per capita income for Nepal, the store expansion will likely be slow and gradual over a period of time in the country. The last is Hindustan Copper. Copper prices have dipped overnight and slid to near 2-week lows, pressured by fresh COVID curbs in China, and prices have slipped nearly 10% from its highs in mid of November. Back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Well, fresh COVID curbs in China have definitely impacted the commodity universe, the crude universe, and it's having ramifications globally in terms of manufacturing as well. Here's a quick recap, though, of our top stocks and focus stocks with positive news flow. There's Nykaa, GSPL, GAIL, Indoco Remedies, JK Paper, JSPL, Route Mobile, and Jubilant Foodworks. While stocks with negative news flow, there's Delivery and Hindustan Copper. But let's find out the latest that's happening in the world of crude. Manisha Gupta joins in for her roundup of all the action there. Manisha, never a dull moment when you're tracking this space.